Hi, I'm Jeff McDonald. Welcome to this year's Whitewater Arts Alliance Member Show. We're very fortunate this year to have 19 artists displaying 72 pieces of work. In the virtual show, in the in-gallery show, 59 of those pieces are hanging in the Whitewater Arts Alliance Cultural Arts Center gallery. Whether you'd like to view it virtually or in person, we have a show for you. I encourage you to view both. Also, there's a viewer's choice ballot online. All the voting is online. Go to the Whitewater Arts Alliance website, which is whitewaterarts.org. You can also do an internet search for Whitewater Arts Alliance and the site will come right up. There's a link on the homepage to the virtual show. From there you can get to the voting page and you can vote for up to 4 pieces in the show. Please take advantage of that. This has been a challenging year for the Whitewater Arts Alliance, as it has been for everyone else. And we appreciate your support, the support of our members, our viewers, our sponsors, and our donors. It's much appreciated. We've been trying to come up with some innovative ways to continue to present art to the community, and we hope that you've enjoyed our efforts this year. Follow along with the rest of the virtual reception for the opening or closing of the show, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for coming.
Hello, my name is Amy Weh, and I am a mosaic artist. I work primarily in mosaics with found objects. I also do traditional mosaics that use smalti, which is a Byzantine tile. I have 4 pieces in the show. I have the horse portrait and a rabbit piece. They both are using multiple media and the mosaic technique. Also, I have 2 smaller pieces that are florals in a mosaic that are floated in a frame. I think my least favorite part is it takes so much time and wish it could be instant gratification, but there's many layers and it takes many days to create those layers. What I do like about it is it's very gratifying and it's fun to do. I have a degree in fine art and it's just kind of been an automatic thing for me to create art. I have a full-time day job, but I also love to create my art also. A lot of my artwork has become quite large and extensive as far as the intricacy of the metalwork, as you can see in my 2 large pieces here. My studio became part of the living room because of COVID. Like I said earlier, I've been doing a lot of large pieces and a whole animal series. There's 2 that are in this show, but having the time to work on them more has created these larger pieces. I try to get involved with other groups so the word can get out that I create art and it's for sale, and it's just great networking to be in different groups with other artists. You can check out my website at Mosaic Weh, just like my last name, mosaicweh.com. Also, you can connect with me on Facebook through Mosaic Weh or through Instagram, Mosaic Weh.
Amy is one of our newer members, and I think she brings such a unique, eclectic skill to our group, working with mosaic and found metal, creating these images from it. Obviously putting the glass down, grouting it in, and then all this labor-intensive screwing in and soldering, and essentially this assemblage to make such a unique image. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find it anywhere else, which I think is very, very exciting. My favorite being this hair image, because I think the composition is overall very nice, and I love her use of color alongside this very rustic use of material.
This is Mary Ann Gerlach, and she retired from teaching math at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater after 21 years. Currently, Mary Ann works with acrylic. Her favorite medium when she was young were pastels. She has recently worked with oil pastels again and finds great enjoyment in using them. Mary Ann has 2 pieces in the show. Without COVID-19, you would not be seeing them before 2022, if then. Mary Ann hasn't really experimented with anything new this year, except maybe trying to get a little better at painting faces and hands. She likes the fact that acrylic dries faster, because she can carry them home from her art class without worrying about smearing them. On the other hand, she has to work fast if she is trying to blend them. Mary Ann enjoys the challenge of trying to transfer what is in her mind onto the canvas, and the back and forth of what happens on the canvas and how her intentions evolve. She has been a member of WAA for at least 10 years. She likes being a member because she enjoys seeing what other artists are doing, and she likes being able to share her own work. She appreciates all the encouragement she gets from the other artists in WAA, plus having someone to ask when she has questions about how to do things. At this moment in time, Mary Ann does not have any of her work displayed on social media.
Mary Ann Gerlach, another long-standing member with us, doing some gorgeous paintings, and I think my favorite being Let the Children Come, because it's such an ambitious painting. There's so many figures in it, and really creating quite a story and quite a scene. And she always has a beautiful addition and insight into her work that is always plaqued with her pieces.
Hi, my name is Barbara Mathews, and I'm with Lazy River Studio in Janesville, Wisconsin. I work in mainly water medium, which is watercolor, acrylic. I've been doing a lot of experimenting with gouache this season lately with acrylic pourings. In fact, I have an acrylic pouring in the whitewater show and a watercolor, so I hope you can stop in and see them. I make art because I have a real need to make art. I also am an instructor, so I like to experiment constantly and try new things. One thing COVID has done is really given me the time to experiment and to work with new mediums, playing around with different textures that I've been doing. It's done a lot for me in that way. The negative part is that every class that I had scheduled for this year was canceled. I decided instead of feeling sad about that, I should use that time to experiment and work on my own paintings a lot. If you have any concerns or questions about what I do or what I teach, you can contact me at lazyriverstudio.net and I'll be happy to connect with you. Thank you.
Barbara Mathews doing some beautiful work in watercolor. As a ceramicist myself, I really do envy folks that have a skill set in painting and especially watercolor, because I think it requires a level of patience in the layering, and I think to get such uniform layers of the watercolor, which is generally transparent in such a way, I think is not only very elegant, but really something to be awed. Wrecked being my favorite from Barbara Mathews.
This is artwork by Terry Tutton, also sometimes known as Declan Harp. Terry has 4 pieces in the show. He has been a member of the Whitewater Arts Alliance for 9 years.
Terry Tutton is an excellent docent volunteer with us, and also does such beautiful work. I really enjoy these, and he's very unique in what he's picking too. Not only from his beautiful pens and drawings, but in this painting here, he's actually glued some 3D elements to it. But my absolute favorite has to be this assemblage that has no title, but you could almost certainly get lost in it. It's just quite stunning, and it's such a love of labor.
Hi, my name is Jeff McDonald. I'm an information technology and accounting professional, and I have 4 pieces of my black and white photography in this year's Whitewater Arts Alliance member show. I've been a member of the Arts Alliance for about 8 years now, I guess, and I've served on the board for 6 years. Recently going off, I have chaired the Fran Aiken photography competition for 5 years now, and this year I am also chairing the member show. The 4 pieces of work that I have in the show this year are examples of my black and white photography, and these specifically are drawn from a body of work that I call Summer Highlights with Shadows. Trips taken around the United States over the last 15 or so years, and I've selected images from them that are particularly well suited to a dark, high contrast, black and white treatment. If you'd like to see more of my work, my website is jmacpix.com. That's jmacpix.com. It'd be very nice if you'd stop by and check it out.
Jeff McDonald is actually our show coordinator for the members show. So without his love and labor, this could not have been possible. So we appreciate Jeff to the moon and back. Alongside his talent to art advocate and, what's the word I'm looking for, and event coordinate, he is also a very skilled photographer. I'm loving these almost like film noir black and whites that he's taken. My favorite being this shot here with this beautiful desert and stone formation. I think it's just such a unique, it's a unique image that almost feels like, you know, you've been transported somewhere else. And again, I do like that almost eerie feeling of the black and white.
This is Craig W. Eade's work, and he is an artist and visual design consultant. Eade works with watercolor, gouache, oil, encaustic, and just about any drawing medium, even including digital art with a tablet. He has 4 pieces in the virtual show. Eade describes his enjoyment of art as think tight and draw or paint loose. He enjoys the work of art, yet it is also an aspect that makes it tough. He says, the key is to not make the labor show. It should look effortless. Eade makes art as a sort of compulsion. Life wouldn't make any sense without responding to it in some way. Eade joined as a member of the Whitewater Arts Alliance in 2019 when he first moved to Whitewater when his wife got a teaching position at the university. He continues to be a member of WAA because the Alliance provides an essential resource for the area with shows of local artists making their work available for the public to see without having to travel far or pay admission fees. He finds it important for non-artists to see what is being made by those who live nearby. Additionally, it's very important for artists themselves to see what their friends and neighbors are making. You can find more information on Craig Eade by searching his name on LinkedIn.
Hi, I am Phyllis Stokes. I currently live in Madison, having moved back to Wisconsin after a 10-year stay in a retirement community in Arizona. This community had about 110 different clubs, and when I went there, I chose to belong to a photography club. I had never seriously done any photography in my life, although while in college in my middle years, I had studied a lot of art history and a few studio classes, so I enjoyed art. The photographs that I usually end up with are very often spur of the moment things, sometimes just something I see out of the corner of my eye. And you might say that my subject is whatever draws my interest. Many of my pictures are portraits, or they're things, they're objects. They're objects that I look at in a way that might be different from that of my traveling companion. I was in the photo club for about 6 years before I was introduced to a new programming, an editing program called Topaz, which gave me the ability to make art look like paintings, make it look like drawings, and various other ways of changing a photograph into fine art. My very first winning attempt was this picture that I call Blue Shoes. It uses several layers besides the actual photograph of the girl and the shoes, and that's what I do with quite a few of my photos. I have not belonged to the Whitewater Arts Alliance more than a year, but I intend to continue doing so. It's a lovely venue, great place for people to go once COVID is behind us. So you can browse and look at art and sell art. You can view my work. I belong to Facebook, and I also belong or have art for sale at a place called fineartamerica.com, where you can purchase prints, framed prints, art on canvas, on aluminum, on various mediums. Here is a list of some of those places where you can see my work. I thank you for the opportunity to talk to you about my work, about what I enjoy doing, what I enjoy sharing with others.
Phyllis Stokes, one of our photographers, and I believe award winner from our Franken exhibition earlier this year. I really like, it's not macabre, but it's almost like the somber feel to these pieces. And if I'm correct, I want to say a little bit of color editing as well, which I really, really enjoy. And I think my favorite piece from Phyllis is actually this urban decay, just because I really enjoy the concept and again, that mood that she's getting.
This is Kathy Gibbs. She has entered 3 framed photographs to the Whitewater Arts Alliance member show at the Cultural Arts Center Gallery, as well as the virtual show. Kathy has been a member of the WAA for about 5 years. What Kathy loves about photography is the hunt. Whether locally or far away, she loves to look at things in different ways that she would not have before. Her Blue Spring Willow photo, for example, showcases that different view. Her favorite photos are the ones that just happen, such as waking up to the snow on a Monday morning and grabbing a shot that resulted in her work, Santa's Rose. Despite COVID-19, Kathy continues to take photographs and make art, though at a slower pace. She is constantly inspired by all the things around her, such as those who create YouTube videos, art blogs, or multi-session art classes. This year, gardening was Kathy's greatest challenge and yet major source of inspiration. Within a perennial garden, there are elements of design: line, color, shape, scale, texture, balance, and harmony. The support, or soil in this case, are as important as they are in any painting. A great example of all these ideals coming together are showcased in Kathy's photo, Glorious Garden, which was taken at the Rock Prairie Presbyterian Church's Memorial Garden that Kathy volunteers her time between May and October.
Hi, I'm Ken Marsden. I'm 87 years old and retired now, but I've painted all my life, and I still paint, and I'm here in my gallery in Old Town Mall in downtown Janesville, Wisconsin. I have one painting in the show here, and it's called Almost Forgotten, a watercolor painting in Galena, Illinois, my old hometown. I do a lot of paintings of Galena and a variety of subjects, as you can see in my gallery here. I paint mostly watercolors. You can come to my gallery here and see more, or you can find me on www.kenmarsden.com. I also am on Facebook quite a bit, and would appreciate you taking a look at my art. I paint watercolors mostly. I've done oils in the past, but I love watercolors. There's a certain spontaneity and translucence and freshness to watercolors that I like. I like the process. It involves thinking out before you ever start what you're going to do. It's difficult to cover up mistakes, so you better get it right the first time. I enjoy that challenge.
This is Marilyn Fuerstenberg, and she is a retired child protection social worker. Since 1988, Marilyn has worked exclusively in transparent watercolor. She loves working with the medium as it is difficult to conquer. Watercolor has a mind of its own, she says, but once you've tamed it, the joy comes from watching a piece of white paper transform to a beautiful painting that shows the subtle mingling of the colors that no other medium can achieve. The reason Marilyn makes art is because she has to. It is the sense of creativity that is within her, for without it, she is incomplete. Luckily, COVID-19 has had no effect on her ability to paint and sell her work. The biggest effect it has had is the in-person contact with other artists, although the Circle Artist group that she is a part of has been meeting weekly via Zoom. In this show, Marilyn has 4 pieces. She has been a member of the Whitewater Arts Alliance since the beginning, having served as a co-president and 2 terms as a board member. She has met and continued to meet Whitewater artists from this experience. The community needed something other than the university to enrich the lives of its residents. To see more of Marilyn's art, you can find her on Facebook, WisconsinWatercolorSociety.com, and on MarilynFurstenberg.blogspot.com.
Hi, My name is Janet Nelson, and I'm an artist. I normally work with acrylics, and I have one piece in this show, but this time I decided to do something a little different. I drew the design on my iPad and transferred it to watercolor paper, and then I filled it in with a fine art marker, with pigmented marker. I think that one of the things, back to working with acrylics again, one of the things that I like the most about it is they dry fast. And then one of the things I don't like about it is that they don't dry fast enough. I make art quit because it's a nice creative outlet, and I would say that this whole COVID thing has not been terribly inspiring, and hopefully it will be over pretty soon. One of the things that I've been doing has been exploring different ways also of putting my artwork on different products. And also I've been a member of Whitewater Arts Alliance for approximately 3 years, I do believe it's been. I joined this group because I think it's a great group of people. I've been very impressed with them. They're very, very, very helpful, is all I can say.
Janet Nelson, another sweetheart in our membership, and I love seeing her work. It's always so happy, so cheerful. And looking at this here, you'd almost think it was a print. But if you look really nice and close, it's all done with tiny like fine art marker pen, which is, I mean, there's such labor in it, and I can't help but smile at her style.
This is Virginia Epps, and she is a retired science educator. Virginia works with multiple media, including post-consumer use paper and cardboard, colored pencil, ink, acrylic paint, matte board scraps, and plaster. In this show, Virginia has 4 pieces. When working on her artistic process, Virginia has many pieces involving exploratory sketches or drawings. When playing with collage, she works directly with torn and/or cut pieces of paper, layering and fitting them together much like puzzle pieces. After they dry, she often marks on the collage pieces with colored pencil and/or ink. Virginia's favorite part about her medium is the initial concept formation, problem solving, learning, and reflection of the progress itself. On the flip side, her least favorite part is waiting for the lamination to dry. When asked why she makes art, Virginia said, "Curiosity, playfulness, the pleasure of reasoning, communication, pleasure, and the power of color." Virginia has been a member of the Whitewater Arts Alliance for 13 years. She enjoys supporting the arts, and the WAA is central to keeping her happy and mentally alive. To find and learn more about Virginia's art, you can see it exhibited at the Woodwalk Gallery in Egg Harbor, Wisconsin, or visit their page, woodwalkgallery.com.
So Virginia Epps is one of our longer standing members, and she has always done this very creative interpretation of material, textile collages with paper and like tissue and all this other stuff. One of my favorites being Beyond Intent. It's a very ambitious, large piece, and I appreciate all of the different mixed medias that go into it.
Happy holidays, and in my house we say Merry Christmas.
I wish you a happy holiday.
I wish you all happy holidays. I hope they are all safe holidays. If you can't be with your loved ones in person, find another way to get together with them. So happy holidays. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Y'all have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy Thanksgiving and a great New Year.
Happy holidays, and I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.